everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm collaborating with Abby from Rooted to Rest and Jessica at the Waldock Way with their annual monthly homeschool show and tell collaboration. These are some of the best videos to just get to know other homeschool moms, other homeschool families and households. So they host a monthly collaboration on different topics. They've been doing this for a few years and I have gleaned so much and got to know so many other homeschool mothers here in the YouTube space. And so today's video is all about getting to know you, introduction type of video. And so it's going to be 10 questions and things that you may or may not know about me. But what I would encourage you to do as well is if you are looking for just other homeschool moms to receive encouragement from or some inspiration, I'm going to post the link to the playlist down below so that you can go ahead and check out that playlist as well and meet other homeschool moms in this space. So to kick off their year, they wanted to do a Meet the Teacher, and I think that's a really, really fun topic, and I love just to get to know you as well. So hopefully as I answer these questions, you will have the time to maybe make a comment and let me know the answer to one of these yourself, or maybe something that we might have in common. So first of all, I'm just going to introduce myself, especially if you're new to this channel and you're checking out the playlist. My name is Hannah. I am a homeschool mom of 4 kids, ages 11, 9, 5, and 2. And we are expecting our 5th baby in February, so we're excited about that. So actually, full disclosure, if I have a hard time catching my breath, I feel like every time that I'm pregnant, I just get a shortness of breath. And if you can relate, let me know. But that is what my homeschool looks like in terms of who's in my class. I am also a 2nd generation homeschooler. So my mom homeschooled me. She had 7 kids, and I have a video just sharing about that in my story. And we follow mostly a Charlotte Mason method. And so that's actually the second question, is like your homeschool style and how many years you've been homeschooling, which I think is just kind of part of an introduction, to who I am as a homeschool mom. So how many years have I been homeschooling? My oldest is 11. So if we do the math, it's about 6 or 7, I guess, formal years. Of course, homeschooling is life. And so it starts from the very beginning when they're born. But she's in 6th grade. And so, yeah, 6 to 7 years of like a more formal grade level education. And the style method that we follow in our homeschool is Charlotte Mason, and I share a lot about Charlotte Mason here on this channel. I was introduced to Charlotte Mason a few years ago and then started to read her volumes and meet other homeschool moms that share those same values and methods, and that just really inspired me, and it was something that I thought would resonate really well with our family and work really well with my kids. Time I only had the 2. Now I have my 3rd son who is trying to join us this year in like a kindergarten / just getting a little more sit down time with us as well. So yes, Charlotte Mason is our style. Sometimes I'll add in, an occasional book study. Some might call it a unit study, but not as often as I did in the very early years when it was just my first 2 little girls. Now we follow a lot of the Ambleside online, and then I modify it a little bit to make it so it's some family style as well. And we follow simply Charlotte Mason. We use a lot of their curriculum too. So you'll see a lot of that kind of method and style here in our homeschool. So maybe you can let me know what your homeschool style is and maybe the method if you follow one. If you don't, that's fine too, but maybe let me know that down below so we can get to know each other a little bit more in this homeschool space. So the next question is, what is my favorite subject to teach? Well, I actually love mathematics, but as my oldest is only in 6th grade, we've not quite got to the level where that's something that I'm getting to like teach. She's just really independent still with it. So we'll wait till high school to dive fully into that. Now, for me, I think in our homeschool right now, it's really just morning time. I love our morning time together. That will include like our hymns, folk song, I love learning about the different artists and poets. I love doing the living books together and our read alouds. All of that is a lot of fun to me. I really enjoy teaching it. We've enjoyed Shakespeare, never even read Shakespeare up until 2 years ago. I enjoy teaching it now and learning it alongside my girls. So I don't know if I really have a favorite subject. I just like all the enrichment studies, and I find a lot of joy in those and pleasure in sharing that with my kids because I'm learning as well alongside them. I only could choose 3 tools in my homeschool. What would they be? That's actually kind of tricky. I was thinking about that because you could think of it in terms of like hands-on tools, but you could also think of it in terms of like books, people, inspiration. As far as like practical tools, I love baskets. Baskets, bins, any way of organizing our homeschool space. That's really important to me, a place for everything and everything in its place. Gives me that peace of mind so that I feel more in control of what's going on. That goes hand in hand with, I think, Amplify Online would be my second tool, I guess that I would say. I love that it's a free curriculum and they have done a lot of the work for us as a parent in terms of the schedule and, you know, what books to read and recommended reading lists outside of school. And so even though I modify it, that has been an incredible tool for me the last 2 or 3 years to glean from. And I do love my laminator. I don't know if I count that as my third tool. I do love laminating things all over the place. I laminate a lot of things. But I would actually say Charlotte Mason's volume, specifically volume 2 home education, or is that volume 1? I forget. But the home education volume has probably been the most useful tool that I've ever read in my 6 or 7 years of homeschooling. So if you've never read that book, I would highly encourage you to pick it up, loan it. This is not one that you may want to just like go through. I went through it for over a year. It took me a whole year to read this book. So I wouldn't say necessarily get it from the library, but maybe you can find it used or from a friend or something like that. That's probably, I would say, one of the best tools that has given me confidence and understanding and clarity of how I want to school our home. So those would be, I think, my 3 top tools, resources that I have used in our home. So what inspires me as a teacher? Oh, I feel like that's such a deep question. What keeps you going? What gives you motivation on the hard days? What just inspires you to do your best? I do think, I would say for sure, Charlotte Mason's volumes have been an inspiration for me as well. There are also a few local homeschool moms, and actually Abby from Rooted and Rest, her and I were childhood friends, her as well. There is a community even on Instagram, but I have some close homeschool mom friends, and they have been a huge inspiration to me and a huge support. And so I would honestly say that's probably been one of the biggest inspirations for me, is just the other homeschool moms that I have in my homeschool space. Yeah, I think that's probably has been one of the most inspirational things for me. So are you an early bird or a night owl? Well, especially during pregnancy, I'm definitely not a night owl. And I came from having a miscarriage and then I'm pregnant again. And so I feel like the last year I have just been tired and pooped out by 8 o'clock. Real strong throughout the day, lots of energy, but by the time it's 8 o'clock, 7:45, 8 o'clock, I am done. There is nothing left. And that's partially due probably because I am a morning person and I do tend to wake up at 5, 6 o'clock. This pregnancy has been more like a 6:30, but still trying to get up early. And actually, I was just telling my husband I would like to try to get that back to 5 a.m. if my energy, and I'm 18 weeks. So just making sure that I still feel good. But I'm definitely a morning owl. That is when I like to have my quiet time. I like to get a workout in. I like to get some planning done. If I have any social media work that I want to do, like editing or posting, I try to do that in the morning. So yes, I'm a morning bird. I don't think I've ever been a night owl. Maybe out of pure necessity in college, I was a night owl, but that was because I was burning on both ends. So I find it amazing to my girlfriends that can stay up late, even after having multiple kids, and they still have the energy to do that when I'm like, I'm done. All right, what is your favorite teacher treat? Coffee, candy, tea? I don't really have like a treat that I need. I do like a cup of coffee. And yeah, a lot of times I'll actually have it in our morning time. So like I'll have it a little bit later in the morning. I do like a cup of coffee. Nothing fancy though, just like a little bit of cream, cinnamon, vanilla, and a stevia. So that's about it. Yeah, I don't really, I like chocolate, but it's not like something I go out of my way to get. But if somebody wants to buy me dark chocolate, of course, I love a dark chocolate treat. So not going to say no to that. And yeah, so I like, you know what I like to buy myself is a new book. I buy quite a bit of books. I try to get them used, but I have been getting myself lots of books lately. This summer I tried something new. I don't know if you guys can see it. I tried like the Flutter Habit lashes. And that was just because I wanted to like not have to deal with like mascara and the humidity. So like June 2nd, I ordered myself like 2 packs of the Flutter Habit just to try out different sets. So that's kind of an indulgent teacher treat, I guess you could say. And I like them. I only have like 2 pairs left. I don't know if I'll get them again like right away. But they have been fun and definitely practical for summer because I would like not wear any makeup and I would still look like I was awake because I have some lashes. So yeah, I think those would be my mom treats. Let me know what yours are down below. And do you prep and plan, or are you go by the flow, seat of your pants? If you know me on this channel, you definitely know I'm a prep and plan. If you're new around here, I am very frazzled if I don't know what's going on. That's one of the reasons I didn't have a lot of videos during my first trimester, because I do not do well just flying by the seat of my pants. I like to have a plan. So that means I need to have time to make a plan. And so before we started our homeschool year, I kind of went through the whole year, what that looked like, when will our breaks be, what books do we want to read. Now, I have friends that don't need to do that and they are totally relaxed, have no anxiety, no stress. I find it incredible. In fact, my husband's more relaxed and kind of goes with the flow. And sometimes I really need that. Like he can just relax, Hannah, you know? So it is helpful, but I like to be in control as much as I can, God's grace, of the situation. So definitely a plan and prep girl. And yeah, let me know what you are. Last thing is really fun, and I can't wait to hear all the answers from other homeschool moms, and including yourself here watching this video. So what is something that you enjoy doing outside of being a homeschool mom? I think we can all agree that being a homemaker, homeschool mom is a full-time job. I have found even the last 2 or 3 years, it has become more of a commitment, where I used to be able to juggle multiple commitments outside of the home. I've had to really hone in and focus here with my time, as it's become more and more of just a responsibility that I enjoy, but is a responsibility. So things that I really like to do that allow me to like put aside the homeschool, homemaker, home hat for a little while, is I love to read. I kind of gave it up for about a decade of my life after college. Maybe not a decade, for like 7 years or so, 6 or 7 years. I had completely burned out of reading. I blame college for that. And then I got back into it thanks to some friends and my sister to keep me accountable. And now I love reading, and it's been such a great way to continue my education, but also to escape into a fictional world where reality has ended, all the things, and I'm just like in a fairy tale. Or recently I read Far from the Maddening Crowd by Thomas Hardy, and what an incredible story. And you just have to read it. But it was so good, and it just allowed me to escape from my reality here in a healthy way. This is my 2nd year gardening, and that means canning, which has also kept me busy for the last month. But I love it. I really have enjoyed having a garden, and now I'm looking forward to doing it next year. I've only ever done a summer garden, not spring and fall planting, just summer these 2 years, but have really enjoyed that. So yeah, gardening and reading, and yeah, I do like to crochet and knit, but not as much as the other two things. I definitely think that in my early years of homeschooling, I maybe was less inclined to have other things outside of homeschool. I do this part-time work. I teach piano a little bit. I do YouTube. I have essential oil business. And so I had work, but that's not really, personally, I found was not a good outlet for me to get a break in. And so there was a good period of like 4 or 5 years when it was just homemaking, homeschool, and work. And I'm so glad I was able to break away from that and do things that are mother culture, you could say, more like in what is mother culture? Things that are educating myself and growing me as a person, are challenging me. Gardening was new to me, canning, books like Thomas Hardy or Charles Dickens, books that were difficult to read, books that I had never read before, that were challenging me in a good literary way. So I think that it took me a good amount of time just into my motherhood to realize that work outside of motherhood isn't really a break, and I needed to have leisure time. And sometimes I still have a hard time fighting that. Sometimes I can be very like black and white about it, where it's either I'm all focused or I'm like consumed by a book. So still trying to learn that balance, but there are things that I enjoy outside being a homeschool mom, and I would love to know what you enjoy outside of it as well. So hopefully this was just a little chance for us to get to know each other. Thank you so much for being here on my channel. If you would like to get to know me and my family a little bit more, then make sure you subscribe, like this video, and check out the playlist down below so you can get to meet some other homeschool moms that are just on this journey as we all do our best to just care for our homes and care for our family to the glory of the Lord. So thanks so much for being here, friends. I'll see you next time. Bye.